Hi FlossTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel, Lady Robins. Here is a channel where we talk about cross stitch, and so that is what we're going to do today. It is Wednesday, 26th of May, I believe, and this is my 77th FlossTube episode. So welcome! For you returning subscribers, welcome back, and if you're brand new, welcome! I am happy that you're here. I have got a jam-packed day, so this is probably going to be fast and frantic. So let's start off with coffee, because nothing calms you down like a little caffeinated coffee, right? Okay, we are using, I think this might be the same mug I used last week. This is the Starbucks You Are Here mug, and this is one of the Disneyland exclusives. This is the Haunted Mansion, which is one of my favorite rides at Disneyland. So, cheers to you guys. I have got coffee in here with a little foamed milk, and that's my beverage for the morning. All right, you're gonna have to give me a little grace. I can see that the lighting is flexing. I've got my ring light on, but it doesn't seem to be counteracting what's going on outside. So, apologies for crazy lighting, but I just gotta do what I gotta do, right? This week, I had two FFOs, fully finished objects, where you take a cross stitch, a completed cross stitch, and you turn it into something that you display or use. And I turned my two little cross stitch pieces into pillows to put in my dough bowl, which is in my dining room. So let me show you my two finishes for the week. The first one is Friendship Grows. So this was a free pattern from Lizzie Kate, and I can't tell you where I got it. She might have a website, it might be there. Honestly, I think if you Google Lizzie Kate Friendship Grows, you'll probably find it. So on this, I just, I thought I wanted it a little taller, so I added some fabric at the bottom. This is just a little satin trim, and same fabric on the back. So that is FFO number 1. And then my other one is also Lizzie Kate. This one is Hello Spring. And on this one, I tried my hand at the, oh, what do you call this stuff? The rickrack on the side. So I got a tip for you. I didn't do a great job. And what I discovered is I thought I was being super clever, because when I, sewed this across the top, then I cut it, and then I lined up the next rickrack and sewed it. The problem is, I don't know if you can see that little corner, is I have a double thickness of rickrack right there, and it doesn't even peek all the way through. So I think next time I try this, I'm going to try, instead of, lapping it over the top of the other one, I'm going to just try butting it up against it and see if that gives me better looking corners, and there's not so much bulk, because I could not turn all of that. I don't know if you can see that. I could not turn all that bulk on those corners, but it's done. It's in my dough bowl, and I'm happy with it, even though it's not perfect, but it's okay. It's good enough for me. So we've got FFO of Hello Spring and Friendship Grows. I hope YouTube grabs this as my screenshot. So those are my FFOs. I'm very, very happy with how those turned out. So that was literally the first thing I got up to this week after I filmed last week. I thought, this is ridiculous. I have got to get these things on display, because Memorial Day is next Monday. And spring is pretty much, heading out the back door. So I'll be able to enjoy them a whole lot longer next year. This year, I'm just going to get, like 10 days out of them. But that's okay. What'll actually happen is I'll get 6 weeks out of them, because I don't have hardly any spring things for that bowl. So I have got myself an idea of stitching up some smalls. I'll show you what my plans are for that in a minute, but we'll start with the FFOs, and that's what I FFO'd. Okay, how about some whips, you guys? I finally finished up stitching all of my WIPGO pieces. So 2 WIPGO pieces I stitched on Huckleberry Farm and Cranberry Christmas. Both of them I stitched on for 5 days each. So why don't we start with those, okay? Let me just grab my patterns here. I saw that light flash, sorry. Okay, if you've been here, you've seen me flash this pattern all month long, but I'll do it one more time. So there is Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower, and I've got it on a scroll frame. And when this month when it started, I just had the barest of a start with this little border. And so I got the bird put in, I got some of the huckleberry stitched, and I got that mountain started, which is really super fun. The mountain was really, really fun to stitch on. And this little brown stuff that you're seeing right there, that is the beginning of, where is it? Over here. There's a little bear standing in front of the mountain, so I am starting to stitch the bear, and I am really, really having fun stitching this. I haven't decided if I'm going to change the house color. Yeah, you know, in my world, houses are green, because green's my favorite color. And so I keep thinking, I want to make that a green house. However, there is so much green over here at the bottom of the mountain that I think it might be an overload. So despite the fact that I really want a green house, I think Jeanette McGowan, who is the brains behind the Blue Flower, I think she probably has it right with that beautiful yellow house at the top. So I might just leave it, but we'll see. I have time. So that was 5 days of stitching for WIPGO on Huckleberry Farm. Now, the other thing that was a WIPGO piece was Cranberry Christmas. So for me, I completely restarted Cranberry Christmas. This is by Hands On Design. And oh, I forgot to tell you, my fabric for Huckleberry Farm is a hand-dyed fabric from BeStitchMe, from Stephanie at BeStitchMe, and it's 36 count. I'm using all the called for flosses, and I'm using 1 strand of floss over 2 linen threads. So there you are, you're updated on that. And then for Cranberry Christmas, I am stitching with the Sulky. So this is a little thicker, so I only again need 1 strand of floss, but I'm doing this on 32 count vintage country Mocha. So let me show you what I got done in 5 days on Cranberry Christmas. So I have a complete finish on one of the little patterns. I have stitched Mary, which I think is adorable. So that guy is completely finished. And then the other thing that I started was, Christmas tree. And so I just got the trees put in on that one. So here you are. And I don't know if you noticed, but they're stitched on opposite sides of the fabric. What I figured out after I started stitching is, so, you know, I go and I get the beautiful vintage country Mocha fabric, and I stitched Mary on the unmodeled side. Oh well, who cares, right? So I decided that for the rest of the pieces in the Cranberry Christmas chart, I would flip the fabric around and stitch it on the modeled side of the fabric. So one won't quite match, but close enough. I am not restitching that. It's just fine. It's plenty good enough for me. I was kind of embarrassed though when I figured out what I had done, but not so embarrassed that I'm not going to share it with you, but that's what happened. Okay, so those were two of the things that I stitched on this week. The next thing that I stitched on was a piece that I kind of saved this piece, which is kind of funny because I also want to finish it, but it's an old piece from the Stitching Book Club, and it is her Frankenstein SAL. So I am stitching this on 32 count Picture This plus Vellum, and honestly, I love this fabric. I think this is, I mean, I got a huge hunk of it left over, so I've got plenty of room to do other projects, which I'm quite happy about. But I stitched on Frankenstein this week because we had a family emergency, you guys. We had to go drive down. I'll update you on the emergency. But anyway, we had a family emergency. I needed to pick up something that didn't have lots of color changes. And since I am stitching this all in DMC, what color is this? 935. I'm stitching it all in that beautiful green. This was the perfect piece for an emergency because I didn't have to worry about color changes or symbols. I could just stitch when I had a moment. And I did have a little bit of time on Saturday evening to pick up my stitching and work on this. And it makes me think, you know, when I get Frankenstein finished, I probably need a piece that is a little smaller, maybe, you know, like a red ABC sampler or something, you know, stitching it in just one color like Frankenstein is, because you don't have to worry about, you know, oh, is this supposed to be, you know, DMC 435 and you ended up getting DMC 898 or whatever, right? So this turned out to be the perfect piece to grab as I was going out the door. So thank you, Stitching Book Club, for this piece, because this really helped calm us down, or at least calm me down while we were in the middle of family emergency. Okay, so I finished the FFOs, I stitched on my 2 WIPGO pieces, and I stitched on Frankenstein. I'm looking at my notes. You guys, that's all the stitching there was. I had a couple of days where if I stitched, it was 10 stitches, so it was pretty close to no stitching on a couple of days. I do have some not FFOs, I do have a little bit of haul to show you, and it's a fabric of the month. Yay, fabric of the month. And 2 books. I bought 2 books off of Amazon, and these are books that others have shown. In fact, I think Amy Loves Toads is the first one I saw this book on her channel. Cross Stitch for the Earth. It's beautiful. It's by Emma Congdon, I think. I might not have said that correctly, but there you can take a little screenshot so you can find the name in case you wanted to purchase this. But it's all sorts of just beautiful, you know, nature, Mother Earth themed projects. I love it. So, Cross Stitch for the Earth. That was one of my purchases. The other thing that I picked up, because I do need to get more Christmas ornaments for my Christmas tree this year, is I picked up The Magic of Christmas to cross stitch. And I had checked this out of the library before I made my purchase, and I decided that there's enough things in here to warrant the, you know, the $25 price tag, because that's kind of expensive. But I went for it. I figured it would just be fun. There's lots of little tiny smalls in here, so I have lots of good ornaments available to me for stitching for my tree, like I just said. Sorry. Okay, and then the next thing that I got was fabric of the month, which I'm sorry I'm off camera, is this beautiful, beautiful lilac-y purple color. And this is from Fiberlicious. And this is really pretty, and it is called Lavender Mist. So I'm looking forward to finding something to stitch on. I'm looking for a pattern to use this with. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh. Okay, I hear somebody outside my door. I gotta go for just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for that little break. Okay. Plans. What are my plans for the next week? I have a mania start from last year. Last year, what I did for Stitch Mania is I started a new piece every weekend. I completed 3 of them. The 4th one is this. It is Coverlet Houses by the Scarlet House. And I thought I was a whole lot further along on this piece than I am. I am only that far. So it is something that I think this is really cool. So I want to get more progress done on that. So this week I am planning on probably 2 days of stitching on Coverlet Houses because it needs some love, don't you think? So Coverlet Houses is one of the things I'm going to stitch on. And then this weekend, Margaret Yoder and I are starting our Quaker Turtle SAL. Quaker Turtle by AuryTM, and it's ready to go. I am just stitching it on antique white linen. And I am using the called for floss 3808. So there are a number of you that have said you want to stitch Quaker Turtle with Margaret and I. So feel free. I'm going to start it sometime this weekend. This is a holiday weekend for us here in the US. It is Memorial Day. So we're starting Quaker Turtle SAL on Memorial Day weekend. And I don't care what day you started. Friday, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the actual holiday, any of those days, pick a date that works for you and break out your Quaker Turtle. Our hashtag is going to be Quaker Turtle SAL. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? So that's my other plan for this week. And then the last thing that I'm planning on doing is I have kitted up the Sunny Days from Prairie Schooler. And here are my flosses. They're all set. I've got a fantastic floss ring from As the U Flies from Chris at the U Flies. And I found in my stash some 27 count white Linda fabric. And so I am just going to stitch on the Linda with the called for flosses and Sunny Days and make some of those for my dining room table, for my dough bowl on my dining room table, because I don't have any summer things. So those are my plans for this week. We'll see how far we get. And if you are here for stitching, that's all the stitching I'm going to talk about. And I'll just give you a little life update to explain why I had so many days with little stitching. We had 2 emergencies this week. One is my dog Angie, who, if you watched my Christmas daily updates, Vlogmas, is that what it is? Vlogmas, I think that's what it is. I can't remember. Anyway, poor Angie was limping a couple of weeks ago and I took her to the vet. And we discovered that she is losing muscle over both of her front shoulders. So that's concerning. And the vet, he actually seemed alarmed. And he's usually a pretty cool dude. And, you know, he's pretty chill. But he decided that she needed x-rays so we could figure out what's going on there. But at the same time, he did blood work. her blood work came back to indicate she is starting down the path of liver disease. So Angie had to go to the vet yesterday for expensive x-rays. We're going to have to switch her out to a food to help with the liver disease. So that was one kind of stressor. The second one is we got a text Friday morning that my mother-in-law, my husband's mom, fell, broke her ankle, and had a stroke. And they said, get down here, say your goodbyes. She's not going to make it. Guess what? She's still here. So we went roaring down to see her, and that's where having a cross-stitch project ready to go using only one color of floss was a lifesaver, because of course I'm like, what do I need to bring? Pack clothes, pack, you know, what else do you pack? Get your toothbrush. I didn't think I brought a toothbrush. My sister-in-law was very kind and gave me a toothbrush, and then I found I brought my toothbrush. And then the other thing I thought is, if we are sitting in a hospital room to say our goodbyes, they're not going to let us all in at the same time. I'm gonna need to sit someplace and stitch. So Frankenstein SAL was perfect for that. But she rallied. We can't believe it. She's still here. Sadly, she can no longer go back to her assisted living apartment, and she's now in a nursing care center, which she is going to hate, and she has very little movement on her left side. So she's 94. She has lived a good long life, but it seems like she still has some life left in her, for which we are very, very thankful. The only thing is, we can't see her. We've been fully vaccinated, but cases are spiking in the area that she's living in, so they have clamped down on all these restrictions, which they need to do. But even though we drove 5 hours to get to her bedside, we were never able to get into the room to talk to her. But we were able to FaceTime once, and we just kept, you know, passing messages through the 2 family members that were allowed in. So anyway, that was our weekend. It was nuts. And then of course my parents have both decided to scratch their glasses, so I am now trying to figure out how to get people to help us with glasses when your primary insurance is Medicaid. Sucks. Can I just say that out loud? It kind of sucks. Oh my gosh, you guys. So cross stitch is saving my sanity. That's all I can say. There have been a lot of stressors this week. By the way, Angie is home from the vet. Her expensive x-rays, we haven't gotten the results back, but she is home and she is happy to be with us. She slept on the bed last night and she just about slept on top of me. So there you have it. All right. I hope that cross stitch is making you happy and keeping you sane, because it's doing that for me. You've heard my plans, you've seen my whips, talked about my haul. I think we did it. All right, you guys have a fantastic week. Have the best week you can possibly have. Stitch happy. I will see you next week. Until next time, just keep thinking good thoughts for us around here, because we need them. All right, see you guys. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back for a quick PS on the end of my video. I completely forgot this morning when I filmed, and I'm just sitting down, it's in the evening now, to put my video together and upload it. I forgot to mention my drawing. Remember, if you watched my last video, I have 5 cards. No, yeah, 5 cards that I am going to mail out in an envelope. So I just wanted to remind you that I'm not going to pull the winners until next week. So if you want to get in on the drawing, these are all Shepherd Bush cards. I've got Holly, the Arbor, Root Garden, Orchard, and the Herb Garden. If you are interested in these cards, go to my last FlossTube number 76, and comment there and use the words that I told you in that last FlossTube, and I will pick winners. And make sure you filled out the Happy Mail form, because as long as I've got your address on the Happy Mail form, I'm just going to send it off to you. If I pull your name and you're not on the Happy Mail form, sadly, you guys, I'm just going to pick somebody else because I don't want to hunt you down. I just want to put it in the mail and get it to you. So don't forget my drawing. Don't forget the drawing, but do not comment on this video. Comment on the previous one, okay? All right, that's it, you guys. Again, stitch happy, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye, guys.